Hi, good morning children. I think you all are fine. Okay, I think you are fresh and ready to attend the class. Today, before starting our class, I have to talk to you something. You know that because of this corona or COVID-19 crisis, CBSE deleted few portions. Okay, in that you have to understand, today we are going to start lesson 3 politics. Politics lesson 3. Name of the lesson it is constitutional design. In that we are going to delete, or CBSE already deleted the first areas of the lesson. That means we no need to explain page number 40, 41, 42 and 43 half. Means democratic constitution in South Africa. Page number 41, that topic completely deleted by CBSE. That topic it is entering page number 43, half of the page, up to a half of the page. So today, now we are going to start the second topic in this lesson, that it is why do we need a constitution. What is the name of our lesson? Constitutional design. Constitutional design, constitution, ഭരണഘടനയെ എങ്ങനെ ഡിസൈൻ ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നു, the values and the people, those who work hard behind it, how they form it, what are the values, everything we can discuss. And so today's topic it is why do we need a constitution. A question mark. Why do we need a constitution? In these topics, all the important points we can discuss. After that, you have to read it. Okay, dear children, while we are when you are getting free time, you can read this South African constitutional area. If you are not reading, no problem. So while you are reading this topic, some areas it is coming related with the South Africans. So you don't worry. Whenever you are getting time, free time, you can read this first area also. Okay. The South African example is a good way to understand why we need a constitution and what do constitution do. Already we know that South Africa there was a race discrimination was there, Varna Vivejanam, white people and black people, different types of discriminations. The black people suffered a lot because they are their color is black. Nelson Mandela, he worked hard nearly 28 years, he was in prison. Related with all this, that already we know, that already we studied, already you know about it. So my dear children, while we are reading the South African constitution or a South African example, we can understand that why we need a constitution. അത് വായിക്കുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലാകും എന്തിനാണ് നമുക്കൊരു കോൺസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഷൻ, ഭരണഘടന. ആൻഡ് ഓൾസോ വാട്ട് ഡു കോൺസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഷൻ ഡു, ഒരു ഭരണഘടന എന്തൊക്കെയാണ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഫോർ ദ പീപ്പിൾ, ഫോർ ദ കൺട്രി. ഓക്കെ, ആൻഡ് ദ ഒപ്രസർ ആൻഡ് ദ ഒപ്രസ്ഡ് the oppressed and the oppressor and the oppressed in this new democracy were planning to live together as equals. We all people are like to live equally in our country. No one is ready to accept discriminations. Nobody is not at all ready to think about or we are not ready to experience discrimination on the basis of color, caste or the language or the native place, whatever it may be. It was not going to be easy for them to trust each other. And if the discriminations are there, there will not be any trust each other. And also they had their fears. ഓരോരുത്തർക്കും പേടി ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും. That means if the different illegal activities or social discriminations are going on in a country, people may suffer a lot, people fear a lot. and they wanted to safeguard their interest. Everyone are thinking that I have to safeguard my interest. എൻ്റെ താല്പര്യങ്ങളെ സംരക്ഷിക്കാനാണ് എനിക്കെപ്പോഴും താല്പര്യം. Okay, everyone wanted to safeguard their interest. സ്വയം താല്പര്യങ്ങൾ സംരക്ഷിക്കാനാണ് എവരും ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്നത്. Am I right? My interest I have to safeguard. It's like that yours also. Okay, and also the black majority was keen to ensure that the democratic principle of majority rule was not compromised. They wanted substantial social and economic rights. The white minority was keen to protect its privilege and property. You know, the white people and the black people in South Africa, there was a racial problem, racial discrimination. Each and everyone are ready to safeguard their own interest. So, of course, there will be a clash. Okay? But after long negotiations, both parties agreed to a compromise. Few years, they are not at all ready to compromise each other's interest, compromise each other's interest. After few years, they decided that both the parties are ready to compromise their interest. After that, they became a they got a constitution of their own. So, they are ready to compromise after 28 years. Okay? And the whites agreed to the principle of a majority rule and that of the whites agreed to the principle of majority rule and that of one person, one vote. Before that, you know that India also adopted universal adult franchise, one person, one vote, one value. Already we discussed. Okay, so they also agreed that. And the blacks agreed that majority rule would not be absolute. And also they agreed that the majority would not take away the property of the white minority. And the compromise was not easy. How was this compromise going on? So, from the experience of South African constitution, they agreed at last after the independence, they agreed both others' interest. So, majority, if the black people, their interest should not be, that means they should not discriminate the white people, because white people, if they are minority. Okay, and also not only that, they agreed that the majority would not take away the property of the white minority. ഇനി സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യം ലഭിച്ചു അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇന്ത്യക്ക് സൗത്ത് ആഫ്രിക്കയ്ക്ക് ഭരണഘടന ഉണ്ടായി എന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചിട്ട് they should not take the property of the white minority, and this compromise was not easy. How was this compromise going to be implemented? Even if they managed to trust each other, what was the guarantees that this trust will not be broken in future? So, the compromise is not easy, my dear children, and the only way to build and maintain trust in such a situation is to write down some rules of the game that everyone would abide by. You know that this agreement or this trust, it is not easy. Before that, the black people and the white people, they were lived in that South Africa like enemies. So, their agreement or the trust, it is, or these promises, it is not easy to keep. And so, both the parties should agree each other, then only it is possible. And these rules lay down how the rulers are to be chosen in future. And also these rules also determine what the elected governments are empowered to do and what they cannot do. While they are writing the promises or while they are writing the agreements, what the leaders should do or should not do, everything should be in a written form. And what are the way they have to run the government, how they have to consider the black people, and how the black people consider the white people, everything should be in the rules. Okay. And finally, these rules decide the rights of the citizens. After that, these all agreements and the policies it is writing, and this is considered as the laws of the country or rights of the citizen. These rules will work only if the winner cannot change them very easily. This is what the South Africa did. While they are preparing or while they are writing their rules, Nelson Mandela and the leaders, those who followed Nelson Mandela, they discussed and they decided that this much period we are brutally discriminated by the white people, but we don't want to keep in mind, we don't want to keep in our mind as the enmity, as an enmity. That past is past. Okay. So, from here onwards we are making a new nation. And they agreed on some basic rules. They also agreed that these rules will be supreme and that no government will be able to ignore this. Whoever will be the government, they cannot ignore these rules what they are discussing and writing now. And this set of basic rules is called a constitution. So, they discussed all the areas of their activities of related with the government and the people and the rights of the people. They write all the rules and policies related with the country and the rights of the people. That became the rules of the country. No government should change it. No one should deny it. Okay. Constitution making is not unique in South Africa. Every country has a diverse group of people. Their relationship may not have been had that between the whites and the blacks in South Africa. Okay. You know that while we are preparing a constitution for a country, we have to consider each and every sections of the society, their economic level, their religious faiths, their social backgrounds, each and every group of people or segments of the people we have to consider, we have to obey, we have to consider their customs, traditions, everything. Okay. And but all over the world people have differences of opinion and interest. While taking the opinion of one group of people, it is entirely different from the opinion of other group of people. So, the preparation or the construction of the constitution is very difficult. We have to satisfy each and every sections of the society. We have to consider each and everyone's faiths, beliefs, everything. Okay. And also whether democratic or not, most countries in the world need to have these basic rules. Maybe a country democratic or not, whatever may be, they have to consider, they have to be do such a way what the South Africa did. This applies not just to governments. In association years we have to have its constitution. We are thinking that constitution is necessary only for a country's government or to run a government or for a country. No, never. A constitution, it is a set of written rules and documents, laws and rules the country or the people or the members they have to follow, and the rights also, and the citizens' rights and the government's duties and rights, everything it is mentioned clearly in the constitution. So, what we are saying now, if we are if we are running a organization or a association, whatever may be, you can see that there will be some written rules and regulations. You know that in our school there are some rules and regulations are there. We cannot that means we cannot disobey, we have to accept it. Okay. And also it could be a club in our area, or a cooperative society, or a political party. They all need a constitution. If an organization or a group of people, they are gathering continuously, or there is a organization, whatever may be, constitution is needed. Got it? How it should be governed, what are the rights and duties of the people, how the members should govern this group or the country, everything should be needed. Okay. And also thus the constitution of a country is a set of written rules that are accepted by all the people living together in a country. Now you got a definition of a constitution. If you get a question, what define constitution, how you will write the answer? Yes, constitution of a country is a set of written rules that are accepted by all people living together in a country. All people living together in a country should accept it. Sorry, that is known as a constitution. Got it? One group of people are not at all ready to that rules and regulation, means can we say that it is a constitution? Or it is against the rules, faiths and regulations of one group of people, can we say that it is a constitution? No. All the residents of that country should accept these rules and regulations. It should not affect their beliefs, faiths, etc. It should be acceptable by all citizens of the country. It is known as a constitution. Everyone should follow also. Okay. And constitution is the supreme law that determines the relationship among people living in the territory, and also relationship between the people and government. It is not only all the matters related with the people or the citizens of the country. It is also based on the rights, duties of the government of that country also. A constitution does many things. So my dear children, you understood the seriousness about a country's constitution. So next we can discuss about how a constitution does many things. ഒരു ഭരണഘടന എന്തെല്ലാം കാര്യങ്ങളാണ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്? A constitution does many things. What are they? One by one we can discuss. There are 4 points. A constitution does many things. Which are they? First one, it generates a degree of a trust and coordination. Trust and coordination. It generated trust and a coordination that it is necessary for a different kind of a people to live together. Paraspara Vishwasam and a coordination, ekikaranam, it is needed because different variety of different levels of people, different religious groups, linguistic differences are there, regional differences are there. So these all people are living together in one country, living under one umbrella. So there is a trust and a coordination is needed. I think you got the first point. Yes. What we are discussing now, a constitution does many things. 4 main things we are discussing now. The first one, it is a trust and coordination should be there. Okay. It generates trust and coordination. And second one, it specify how the government will be constituted, who will have power to take which decisions. And it specify how the government will be constituted. എങ്ങനെ ഒരു ഗവൺമെൻറ് ഭരിക്കണം, constituted, and also who will have power to take which decision, ആര് ഏതൊക്കെ തീരുമാനങ്ങൾ എടുക്കണം. These also determined by the constitution. Okay. So the third point, it lays down limits on the powers of the government and tells us what the rights of the citizens and it lays down limits on the powers of the government. Governmentinte adhikarangalkku limits undu. Okay, and also it tells us what the rights of the citizens. It will also inform us what are the rights of the citizens of that country and what are the limits of the powers of the government also. So, both we can understand. The government cannot cross their limit of their power, and also the citizens should understand their duties and rights also. Am I right? Okay, so you understood. So, the last point it is it expresses the aspirations of the people about creating a good society. People's goals, aspirations, it expressing and aspirations of the people about creating a good society. Oru nalla samuhate vaarthedukkan, what are the aspirations and goals of the society, also mentioning in this constitution. So, my dear children, what we discussed now? Yes, we discussed constitution does many things. From that 4 important points we discussed. Okay, I think you got it. And all countries that have constitutions are not necessarily democratic. That is one reality. Most of the countries, if they maybe they are following a constitution, but all the constitutional or the following countries are not a democratic. ഭരണഘടന ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കാം, പക്ഷെ ഭരണഘടന ഉള്ള എല്ലാ രാജ്യങ്ങളും ഡെമോക്രാറ്റിക് ആകണം എന്നില്ല, ജനാധിപത്യ രാഷ്ട്രമാകണം എന്നില്ല. Got it, my dear children? And also, but all countries that are democratic will have constitutions. But each and every democratic countries should have a constitution. That is a real fact. Most of the countries they are following the constitution, but all the constitution, the countries, they are not democratic. But all the democratic countries, they should follow a constitution. Okay? And after the war of independence against Great Britain, the Americans have themselves a constitution. After the revolution, the French people approved a democratic constitution. Since then, it has become a practice. All democratic have a written constitution. Now, some examples it is given. America and the Russia and after revolution, French also approved a democratic constitution. So, it is clearing us with some examples. Some countries they followed the democracy and the constitution. Okay. So, my dear children, what we discussed, why do we need a constitution? Because a constitution does many things. How it is helping us, that already we discussed 4 points. Okay. I think you got this topic. Next we can start a new topic. Making of the new constitution. Making of the new constitution. ഒരു പുതിയ ഭരണഘടനയുടെ ഉത്ഭവം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നിർമ്മാണം. My dear children, it is not an easy task, very difficult task. First I informed you, India is a country of diversity. People, that means nearly 28 states are there, different languages are there, different food style, climatic conditions, landscape it is different, customs and traditions, everything it is different. So, to coordinate all these interests, to accept everyone's interest, it is very difficult to coordinate all together. Okay. And like South Africa, India's constitution was also drawn up under very difficult circumstances. It is very difficult. Like South Africa, Indians also faced, Indian constitution makers also faced difficulties while they are constructing constitution. And the making of the constitution for a huge and a diverse country like India was not an easy. According to the size, India got a 7th largest position. So, India is a vast country. So, we have to safeguard everyone's interest. So, it was very difficult to construct a constitution for India. At that time, the people of India were emerging from the status of a subject so that of a citizens, and the country was born through partition of the basis of religious differences. India was divided into two, Pakistan and India. So, because on the religious basis it is divided into two, and this was a dramatic experience. This was a traumatic experience for the people of India and Pakistan. The partition affected a lot by the constitution makers of India. India was divided into two on the basis of religion. Okay, and at least 10 lakh people were killed on both sides of the border in partition related violence. ഏകദേശം 10 ലക്ഷത്തോളം ആളുകൾ കൊല്ലപ്പെട്ടു എന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്, related with the partition by India and Pakistan. That means partition of India in Pakistan and India. And also there was another problem. The British had left it to the rulers of the princely states to decide whether they wanted to merge with India or with Pakistan or remain independent. The British was informed that they left, that means there was a British had left it to the rulers of the princely state. Rulers of princely states. In geography we studied that princely states and provinces. Princely states, it is ruled by the local kings. So that kings, they have to decide whether they have to join Pakistan or India. So there was a confusion. Okay, so that also another one problem. Or remain independent. Ado avarku swatantramayi nilkano. They have to join Pakistan or India, otherwise they can stand as independent. Edu venamengilum sweekarikam. The merger of these princely states was a difficult and a uncertain task. Ee layanam, the merging, it was for a princely state, it was a great task. And when the constitution was being written, the future of the country did not look as secure as it does today. What you understood? When the constitution was being written, the future of the country did not look as secure as it does today. And also the makers of the constitution had anxieties about the present and the future of the country. Now we are enjoying the rules and regulations of the constitution without any risk. But while this prepared by the makers of constitution, they suffer a lot. Anxieties, tensions and challenges was there in front of them. Okay, and so my dear children, this you have to read this area and understand your own. It is very important area, and what is the importance of constitution, and what we studied or learned a lesson from the constitution of or the South African experience, and also what does the constitution does. Constitution does many things for us, which are they, and we know that what are the problems just started, what are the problems faced by the constitution makers of India. Okay, so now today we are concluding our class. We will meet again. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can call me. I will clarify it. Thank you.